heavily against this Southern Miss team, so they're probably not going to need him tonight. But there's no question as they move through this tournament, his presence is crucial.
Win tonight could be Seton Hall, or Oregon will be Seton Hall, or Oregon could be North Carolina or Michigan in the final. Whole lot of basketball to be played. Gonzaga wins the tip. Mike Roberts, Tim Gaddis, Jeb Hartness are officials here in Atlantis.
This freshman Anton Watson starts in place of Tilly. Started those early games when Tilly was out, and he is really, really talented. They are once again very talented with their freshman bigs, Watson and Timmy.
Take a look at our starting lineups brought to you by Atlantis. A little bit of a different look for Southern Miss, which is on the board first. That is Tyler Stevenson, the sophomore. Stevenson gets the start tonight. Ladavius Draine and Leonard Harper-Baker, usual starters, not in the lineup because of a coach's decision. So Gabe Watson and Stevenson off the bench. Gonzaga starting five, also brought to you by Atlantis. This is a brand new Gonzaga team as the freshman Watson will go to the line on a blocking foul. Just 4 returning scholarship players, Chris, from a Gonzaga team that was at various points last year ranked #1 in the nation. So the last 2 years have seen a national champion. Mark Few has been very close to getting there from Gonzaga. How many teams in this field can have legitimate national title aspirations in your view?
I think there's 4, to be candid. I mean, look, the 2 we're going to see later tonight, I think have a great shot of winning this thing. I think Carolina's not nearly what they're going to be by year's end. I think this Gonzaga team has a chance to be very good. I don't think they're nearly the finished product they're going to be. But I think all 4 of those teams will have a real shot. They certainly have the talent ceiling to do it.
Bank shot for Konitschuk, who has 5. You and Jimmy Dykes talking about the Seton Hall, Oregon game earlier, which we'll see at halftime on a little river raft. And you said it might have the feel of an Elite 8 type game with the pace and the talent on the floor.
You know, my analysis goes up tenfold when I'm on a river, just so everybody's aware.
Let the record show.
Here's the thing about that game, okay? This is a Warriors game tonight, okay? And there is a reason you play in tournaments like this. It's so that you can be in games like we're going to see later on tonight. That is, there is no better litmus test than playing in this type of a tournament for a championship and that type of a game. And I love it, man. I really do. And both those teams are physical. They want to get up and down. They want to push. They want to play at tempo. I'm telling you, it is as anticipated a matchup as I remember in an early round Feast Week game.
In the first round, that's a game that could be a championship game, and one of those teams is going to go to the losers bracket. The Pac-12 favorite in Oregon, and the Big East favorite as voted in the coaches poll in Seton Hall. 2 free throws for Drew Timme. Meanwhile, Leonard Harper-Baker into the game with a foul for Southern Miss. Harper-Baker off the bench. 6'5" redshirt senior with the ball right now. Jack Domi will work it inside, denied by Philip Petrushev, whose name we've not called yet. Out of the breakout, a miss for Joel Ayayi. It will stay with Gonzaga.
Philip Petrushev has had a great start to the year, particularly offensively, but there's the ability to block the shot, and that's just against that type of size in competition. That's not going to work if you're Jack Domi. And again, he's had a good start to the year himself, but that just ain't going to work in a game like this.
6'11", 235. Petrushev's had a fantastic start. That's 16.8 rebound per game average and pretty limited minutes comparatively. And Gonzaga turns it back over. It's been either a turnover or a made shot. It seems early on these teams combined 8 for 10, but they've turned it over combined 8 times.
You see Petrushev there. Gonzaga, because of the international flavor, they had 3 guys compete in the FIBA Under-19 World Cup this summer. Petrushev was dominant for Serbia. I mean, just had an incredible tournament.
Averaged 19 and 10. There's a 3 for Ladavius Draine. It'll actually be called a 2 on the floor. Put on the line for Draine. Kispert hit his first 3. That one long. And cleaned up offensively by Woolridge. Ayayi hits the 3. Joel Ayayi, another one of those players with a great FIBA U19 tournament out of France. No surprise, an international flair on this Gonzaga roster. 6 different countries represented. Malone with a triple. Jay Malone. Southern Miss has really struggled from deep this year. They had a couple of long ones. Ayayi gets Harper Baker in the switch. Ayayi takes it to the rim. And we have an official timeout. Looks like one of the Southern Miss players, Hunter Dean, got banged up, maybe knocked in the knee, and Dean will lip off.
Here's these last 2 buckets from Southern Miss. Oh no, here's this shot from Ayayi right there, stepping out. Like you said, had a really good summer for France at the FIBA Under-19. And then here's Jay Malone on the other end. And I think with how Southern Miss has shot it, you're going to see this at scouting report. They're going to force those perimeter players to make shots before you start to get into their shorts.
They're 6 of 7 tonight. They've hit 2 threes. Do you adjust at this point on the fly, or still small sample size for Gonzaga?
I think very small. Relative to their numbers on the year, small sample size.
353rd in the country, and 3-point percentage will still hold up for a little bit. Here's Draine. Small sample size gets a little bit larger. They're 7 for 8, and that is a 3 for Draine. Kispert. Hot hand early. Corey Kispert with his 3rd 3.
I have no idea how he did not make a preseason all-WCC team. I have no idea. He was slighted. He deserves to be angry about it. He's a junior on Gonzaga with terrific size. He had a good career up to this point. He deserved the respect to at least be recognized in the preseason.
8 and 4 last year, 44% shooting, 37 from 3, and you knew he would have a much more significant role. Couple of misses for Jack Domi inside, and here come the Zags. Petrusiak just took it away from Kispert. The freshman Timmy wants it. Drew Timmy. And cleaned up. Ayayi. What a fun name it is to say.
There's a few in this game. I was sweating all day working on these pronunciations. I don't speak English well.
How's your Serbian?
Not good. My Dolphin is actually my second language.
Well, you got Rose to perform some sweet tricks earlier. Draine off his own miss gets it back. Malone will think about a 3 and then think better of it.
Yeah, it's a good decision. I mean, pace is big. Like, if you're Southern Miss, you want this to be as low possession as you can and make Gonzaga work.
Malone. Kispert. Good closeout by Kunachuk. Didn't get in space. Kispert will find Timmy the bump, and he'll go to the line for 2 on Jack Domi's 2nd foul.
Trading threes here at Atlantis. Southern Miss on one end. It's the LaDavia. A little water fun like that is unacceptable.
Unacceptable, Jimmy. I hope you're watching right now.
I mean, clearly you saw that, right? He did take off
before
the gun. And then how about the speed to make up by the finish?
Let's take a look.
Hey, watch this. You see what I mean?
Wow.
So, like, you get one of those at the Olympics. And what folks don't know is Jimmy and I did that 3 times, and he false started every single time. And for him not to own up to it earlier today.
Keep going.
During their games, and I thought Boog Shambi, I mean, look, I love Boog, but I thought he would at least step up. No slide integrity.
That is the curb your enthusiamiest phrase of the weekend. Slide integrity. But when you have it, you have it.
Well, without slide rules, there's chaos.
What is this, an uncivilized society? This is paradise, Chris, please. Congratulations on your win, by the way. Good work. Gonzaga with a 7-point lead. We are halfway through this first half. Quarterfinal number 3, first game of our night session. Seton Hall in Oregon. The Pac-12 and the Big East's preseason favorites to meet approximately 9:30 ESPN2. Harper Baker with a shot clock winding down, draws iron. And the rebound grab by Woolridge. Southern Miss 0 for 7 since a 7 for 8 start. Inside, Petrushiev gets the handle back.
Nice job.
Woolridge is open for 2. And the rebound cleaned up by Stevenson.
You know, Petrushiev almost plays like a point forward there on the block. He calmed things down, read the stunt, and kicked it out for that shot. It's a good shot.
Flat 3 by Watson on the other end. Petrushev's calling for the ball deep right now. Timmy saw it a little too late. And Gilder's 3 is wayward. Petrushev fighting for the rebound, hits the deck, and Southern Miss has control. David McCoy, a little used guard, is in the game. 4 in gold, and Southern Miss turns it over again. Junior at a Jones County Junior College for Southern Miss. A 3 missed by Gilder, and both teams have gone a little bit cold after the hot start. Talking to Jay Lather before the game, he wants to find better point guard play. Searching for it from McCoy. Feeds Draine, who misses a 3. That's 9 consecutive misses.
Nice.
And Petrushev runs the floor well. Timeout, Southern Miss. 9-0 run to snap a tie from Gonzaga. Jay Ladner wants to talk it over.
He is, look, he's not the most athletic big. He's not going to jump out of the building, but his footwork is so good underneath, and he's got such a high IQ of how to play this game. I love Petrushev. What a great start to the year he's had.
How good can he be?
He could be a pro. I mean, he and Tilly, that's a pro front line. Obviously, if Tilly's healthy, and even if he's at 80%, he's still a pro. And then the jump that Petrushev has made, again, off of the summer that he had, he's got all the skills, all the tools. He's got to be a more competitive defender. He's got to buy into that. But offensively, he is terrific.
Gonzaga just lost it. Aiai out of bounds off himself. No Killian Tilly tonight. Day to day, we're told, with an issue with that same knee. He had knee surgery on October 3rd. Remember, Tilly blew out an ankle earlier in the year in an NBA Showcase workout. When he's been healthy, you see the numbers in 2 games this year. Sophomore year, 13 points per game, shot 48% from 3. When he's been healthy, he's as good as anybody in the West Coast Conference and among the best in the country, and we're hoping we'll see him in the next couple of days.
I feel bad for him. I really do. I mean, going back to their Sweet 16 loss to Florida in 2018, as Timmy finishes underneath, he has played in only 15 of 42 games before returning against Arlington a week ago. I mean, I just feel bad for him because he is a pro. He tried the process this summer, ended up hurting himself, and so had to beg out of that and come back. I mean, it just, you feel bad for a kid.
Aiai from Woolridge. It is a 13-0 Gonzaga run meanwhile, and Killian loves it on the bench.
Gonzaga team can play any style. They can run with you. You want to slow it down, they can do that. They can play it inside. They can make shots as they've done tonight.
Off the bench, Gabe Watson. Yes. Southern Miss snaps an 0 for 12 drought, a scoring drought of just over 6 minutes. And Gonzaga answers with that. Gilder, the Texas A&M graduate transfer, missed all of last year with a blood clot in his biceps, had to regain his strength, and he has been an absolute leader on this team from day one.
I was watching Gonzaga's game against Texas A&M, getting ready for this. And as you said, Gilder transferring from Texas A&M. So Gilder steps up to the line in that game against Texas A&M, and you could hear through the computer screen, the PA guy at A&M say Admon Gilder at the line for the Aggies. That's how computerized the PA guy was to saying Admon Gilder for all those years. Pretty funny.
Had a great career at Texas A&M. 1,055-point score. Led him to the Sweet 16 2 years ago. Just couldn't play last year. He lost 15 pounds because he couldn't do anything that would produce an elevated heart rate. But he is healthy now, and he was needed for a Gonzaga team that lost a lot. Ayayi finds Kispert, 6 to shoot, and Kispert buries a three. His 4th three-pointer of this first half. The answer is there from Knutschuk, the Estonian freshman, with his 2nd triple.
I can't help but smile for Kispert because I've been there, man. Shooting slumps are the worst. And you don't just forget about it when you leave the floor. You go back to the dorm, you think about it overnight. I mean, it's all the time you're thinking about how can I make a shot. And Kispert has come into this tournament ready to do that. Man, he has stepped in all night with aggression, and you love to see him snap out of it.
How did you break out of shooting slumps?
I just kept shooting until it happened. But that's what I mean. Like, you just have to have a short memory, and I think the older you get, he's a junior now, you don't obsess over it as much. And if you believe in your preparation, I always say to guys, when you're not shooting well, it's usually one of two things. You're not practicing hard enough. Like, you're not taking shots in practice that you would take in games, and then the shots in games, are they good shots? And he has taken great ones tonight.
Oh, that was pretty. Petrusev with a little left-hand flip, the Serbian sophomore. Zags have made 6 straight from the field. This is their largest lead. Boy, it turned in a hurry, didn't it? It was an 18-18 game not too long ago. Knutschuk into Ayayi. And Knutschuk is showing off some skills. What a find this young man was for Southern Miss.
Did not meet any Southern Miss coach until he moved in to his dorm. Pretty crazy story.
Amazing. From the Get Better Academy in the Czech Republic. And Petrusev has an answer. Filip Petrusev with a chance for 3. Gonzaga's largest lead once more. And we are so thrilled to be joined by Nate right now. Nate, what have the last 24 hours been like for you?
The last 24 hours have been somewhat of a dream. You know, had so many people congratulating you, calling you. You know, everybody want to talk to you. You know, it's been one of those things where, you know, you talk about for the rest of your life. You know, you can tell your kids. It's been unbelievable.
So, Nate, you're from Freeport in the Bahamas. We know that your family, your home, your father's church suffered some extreme damage from the storm. And for those that haven't seen this is an amazing story. Stephen F. Austin Athletics started a GoFundMe for you and your family, which had raised about $2,000 before the shot. At last check, it was up over $70,000 or $80,000. I mean, can you imagine the support that you receive in the last 24 hours? What has that been like?
So it's just been unbelievable. You know, it just shows how powerful and how great God works through people and through this amazing sport. And you know, we've gotten a little discouraged with the GoFundMe, you know, but you know, God just has shown that things fall into place. That, you know, the game will go the way it went, and like I make that shot. My teammates would get on the floor for Stephen F. Austin and make the right play for us. And then, you know, the GoFundMe would take off. Like, you know, I never thought that basketball would be the reason that the GoFundMe would take off. You know, it's just been crazy.
Nate, I don't think people realize how many things have to go right for that play to happen last night. I want you to take us through it, because I saw you look at the clock above the basket, but how did you know that you were going to have enough time just by a hair to get that thing to go down? Take us through the final play.
Well, you know, for those last few moments of that game, Duke had gotten was trying to get a shot up. Well, my teammate Rocky, he had got a deflection, and the ball had gotten loose, and it was and my teammates were scrappy, so the ball was on the floor, and they were scrapping for the ball, trying to dig it out, and he dove on the ball. He like big time hustle play for him. Hustle play that changed the life for a lot of people. That's not changed the life for a lot of people. And he threw it to me, and I took a quick glance, and I saw it was about 3 seconds. And my first thought was like, I don't have a lot of time, but I got to get on my voice. I got to give him my all and get it on court as quick as I can, because I can feel that dude behind me breathing down my ear. And I wasn't sure if I was going to make it in time, but it's basketball. You still got to give it your all, no matter what. Play through the buzzer. I tried to get up there in time and put it on the glass just to give it a chance to go in.
Nate, how is your family doing right now, and were they able to see the play last night or hear about it quickly from you after?
My family was able to watch the game. They was sending me videos and stuff of the game. I called them afterwards. They've been doing a lot better. But, this game meant a lot to a lot of people back home, not even just my family, but a lot of close friends, a lot of family friends, people from the church and schools. It's been just like, I've been so happy about, these past 24 hours and the turnout that took place.
Well, Nathan, we're so happy that you and your story have been shared over the last 24 hours. It's been amazing for you. We're so thankful that folks are supporting you, and we wish you nothing but the best. It'll be hard to top that moment, I'm sure, for you, but we're wishing you great luck the rest of the season. Thank you for hopping on with us.
Thank you guys for having me.
What a kid. What a story. I mean, yeah. It's good enough. It's the story of the year. If Stephen F. Austin goes into Durham and ends Duke's 150-game non-conference win streak. But for that kid to be from the Bahamas, to have done what he's done, to have gone through what he's gone through, it's just it's cliche to say the stuff of movies, but it's been an extraordinary 24 hours.
The philanthropy around disasters like that is incredible. I mean, people step up. It's one of the great things that can occur, and sports is a great driver of that. And I got to tell you, like, that win last night was about Stephen F. Austin. Now, Duke has its flaws, and they did not handle, I thought, the late game well. But that was about Stephen F. Austin. They took the fight to Duke. They were the tougher team. They played hard. That was about Stephen F. Austin last night. And, look, they'll remember that, obviously, forever.
Third #1 team to go down already this year. Michigan State and Kentucky to Evansville. And then Duke last night. Petrushev with a little flip in. Gonzaga, meanwhile, leads by 17. The Zags have made 10 straight from the field. And Petrushev got a hand on that, tipped it out of bounds. Southern Miss will keep it 17 to shoot. Mark Few's team, they were #1 for quite a bit of time last year after they beat Duke in the Maui Invitational, soared to #1. We're #1 later in the year. Not a good year to be #1 right now. Michigan State to Kentucky, turned around and lost to Evansville a week later. And then 2 weeks later, Duke, first time in the history of college basketball, 3 AP #1s go down in November.
Well, I think, look, those bottom 2 teams, obviously Kentucky and Duke, they basically start over every year with the turnover of freshmen. So, like, they're always going to be works in progress. And now, look, should you lose at home to Stephen F. Austin or Evansville? Probably not. And then Michigan State, I think we need to pump the brakes and not throw dirt on Michigan State just yet. I understand, like, they're going through some stuff. Obviously, their leader, one of the best players in America, lost his brother tragically. So they're going through some things. They are still really, really good. But I think what we have come to find is that some of these teams, especially some of these mid-major teams that are returning older players, they're going to have a shot to win some of those games.
Cassius Winston, who tragically lost his brother a couple of weeks ago, he and Michigan State down in Maui this week, where they suffered a shocking loss to Virginia Tech a couple of nights ago, beat UCLA in the 5th place game today. Petrushev inside. Boy, is he good. 5 for 5 with 10 points in this first half. Make it 11. Gonzaga has made 11 straight now to close out this first half. Here's Dean from Knuchuk. It was a beautiful play. Had everything but the finish for the freshman Hunter Dean. He's slow to get back. And 5-on-4, Ayayi makes it 12 in a row for Gonzaga. Last shot for Southern Miss. And Malone misses high. 12 straight makes for Gonzaga to end the first half. An 18-18 game earlier, and Gonzaga leads it by...
You can't speed him up. He's going to play at his pace. He's got great footwork inside, a really nice touch. And you literally cannot do it better than he did in the first half. Did not miss.
11 points, 4 rebounds. Corey Kispert has 14. Joel Ayayi, 11, 5 rebounds and 4 assists for Gonzaga. Zags have played just 7 players tonight, and one of those 7, Anton Watson, hurt his ankle not even a minute into the game. He will not return tonight with that ankle issue. So the only bad news for Gonzaga right now, Watson and Killian Tilly out. First half stats brought to you by Atlantis. Southern Miss shot it pretty well. 5 for 10 from deep, make it 6 for 11. Gabe Watson, it's a 3, but Gonzaga has dominated down low and off of turnovers.
Well, they've killed him in the paint. There just hasn't been a lot of resistance from Southern Miss defensively. A little bit outgunned in this game.
What can they do?
Well, you know,
besides sprout 4 inches.
You could hope the lost city of Atlantis rises from the Atlantic Ocean at some point. No, I mean, look, they've got to try to turn Gonzaga over. I think getting some stuff in the open floor. Again, they shot it well from 3 in the first half. It's not what they do, so you're going to try to get some stuff early. You know, you go back to losing Watson and Tilly. That's the thing about a 3 games in 3 days type of tournament. I mean, there's not a whole lot of time here. You assume they knew they weren't going to really need Tilly in this game. You assume he'll play tomorrow, but the future of Watson in this type of a tournament will be interesting to keep an eye on.
Here's Malone, junior college transfer and point guard, misses badly. And the rebound for Drew Timme, who's had to play heavy minutes, the freshman off the bench. A rejection. Knuchuk on Woolridge. The freshman Artur Knuchuk, 6 for 7, 15 points in that first half of the block here.
He's had a really good game. I mean, he's been the one lone bright spot with Jack Domi not playing well and in foul trouble. Knuchuk's done a nice job.
As has Corey Kispert. He hits a 3, his 5th. Again, he was 3 for 24 in the 3 games preceding tonight. Knuchuk trying to take him. Instead, Jack Domi had just 1 point, 3 fouls in the first half, and he takes it for 2. Petrushев has Jack Domi. Finally missed one. And the rebound to Knuchuk. Malone has the 6'10 Timme on him. Now the 6'11 Petrushев. Malone got a shot, missed it. Rebound to Ayayi. The freshman Timme. Out of Richardson, Texas, a chance for a 3-point play.
Nicely done by the freshman Drew Timme. Off the handoff, absorbs the contact right over the top. It's a guy who had offers from Michigan State, Louisville, Arizona, 5-star recruit. A big-time get for Gonzaga.
Averaging 21.5 points per 40 minutes. 11.8 on the year. He shot 66%. And Watson hits one over him.
That's how far Gonzaga's come when they're beating out those schools, and they've been doing that. Most of this Gonzaga team, if not all, wasn't born the last time Gonzaga did not play in the WCC championship.
Woolridge with a Bahamian wedgie. Possession arrow stays with Gonzaga.
And you were only about 8 years old the last time Gonzaga did not play.
Is that right? Is that 5 years ago they didn't play? Seton Hall and Oregon are coming up. This is a game that a lot of folks have earmarked as maybe the game, the first round of Feast Week. Looks like Gonzaga will meet the Mayor Ayayi with another 3. He has 14. Seton Hall and Oregon, 9:30 ESPN2. That's the estimated start time. Depends on when this one finishes. And a 3 for Watson to answer for Southern Miss. You see Miles Powell and Peyton Pritchard, both potential conference players of the year, national player of the year shortlist. Here's Kispert with another 3 for Gonzaga. Maybe a West Coast Conference player of the year contender with nights like this. He's 6 for 7 from deep. Knichuk, long 2. And an offensive rebound is sent back. Petrushiev denying Jack Domi. And Ayayi's shot was hit. Was it on the way up? Gonzaga bench wants the goaltend. Ayayi will go to the line either way.
I mean, this is a big-time block and well-timed. And again, it goes back to the play in the first half by Jack Domi. Like, at this level, you can't go like that. You either got to throw a shot fake in there, get him off his feet, get yourself to the line, or you got to go to dunk that thing. I mean, you're not just going to be able to flip it up over 6'11".
Foul was on the floor, by the way, so he just does that instead. Take the 2 points. Thank you very much. Ayayi 7 for 8. Gonzaga shooting 66% as a team. Jack Domi. At least he got the shot up that time, but again, well defended by Petrushiev. Now the reverse matchup. And Petrushiev spins his way in, missed the bunny.
He is high level in the post, boy. Woo.
Oh, so close to making a highlight tape. Harper Baker steps out, misses a 3. I guess there's not much of a highlight tape anymore. Highlight GIF?
No.
No?
Although, no, there's not. You know what I wish they'd bring back?
Oh, you're agreeing with me with the
I am. I'm reminiscing with you. Mixtapes. You ever make a mixtape?
Yeah.
I miss that.
Had a lot of emo music on my mixtapes.
What I mean, that was how you...
Taking Back Sunday, a lot of My Chemical Romance. Somehow I didn't have a girlfriend in high school. Not sure if those two are related, Chris. We're learning a lot today. 27-point lead for Gonzaga. They are Gonzaga-ing tonight here in Atlantis. You ready for some ping pong? How's your game?
Well, if it's you and I, hopefully you have a little more integrity than Jimmy Dykes on the water slides.
Goes without saying, I think.
So, I mean, look, spirit of competition.
So we have 5 broadcasters here. Me, you, we got Jimmy, we got Shambi, we got Vital. He'll be on the call tomorrow. Who wins the 5-way round-robin ping-pong bracket? What do you think?
I don't know if there's enough room at a ping-pong table with all those egos.
Not all at once. I'm just saying if we each played 5 times, who wins the most?
Dude, I never admit to losing anything. So
right.
you're trying to get me to say anybody but myself.
I am. Apparently not working very well. Ayayi is fouled with Gonzaga leading by 25. Oregon's in the house. The Ducks and the Seton Hall Pirates. If people are wondering, hey, should I stay up for this game? Why should they stay up for this game?
Because, first of all, you're talking about an Elite Eight Final Four quality game. Both those teams have a chance to be Final Four teams, win a national championship. They're experienced. I think Oregon's a lot farther ahead than people thought they were going to be. Seton Hall has a Player of the Year candidate right now with the year he's had to start in Miles Powell. Peyton Pritchard is as much a winner as we have at that point guard position in college basketball. What a career he's had. I mean, it is going to be a high-level game coming up after this.
9:30 ESPN2. Winner of that game will play the winner of this game, which appears to be Gonzaga. Oregon has seen enough, apparently. First semifinal, Michigan against North Carolina. That will take place tomorrow afternoon. Seton Hall waiting. But you can't tell because they're sitting down right now. But that is a big team. They are as big as anybody in the country, quite literally, in terms of average height. A couple of 7'2" players. They will be a challenge down low for Oregon and anybody else they face in this tournament. Davius Draine is fouled. Corey Kispert with a personal for Gonzaga. Next week, some more great college basketball. Feast week this week, but the fun continues with the 21st annual Big Ten ACC Challenge and a couple of Sonic blockbusters. Duke #1 for now, Michigan State #3 for now, but still national title contenders. 9:30 Eastern on Tuesday, ESPN, and then 9:30 Eastern Wednesday night. North Carolina onto the semifinals here in Atlantis against #10 Ohio State. Maybe one of the great teams in the country, Chris, that people are not talking about as much, Ohio State.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Yeah, I mean, they have, you know, the Weston brothers obviously is a headline, but they offensively can really get after it. Will push the tempo. Chris Holtman's done a great job there. That Big Ten, I'm telling you, right at the top there. We saw Michigan earlier today. They're going to have a chance to win this tournament. The job Juwan Howard's done. They still have some of that defensive DNA left over from John Beilein being there. And then Michigan State, again, I go back to what I was saying earlier. Like, let's not throw dirt on Michigan State yet. All right, they've had to deal with a lot in the early going here. They still have one of the 5 best players in the country in Cassius Winston. And I think as they start to find more scoring, let's not forget, they lost Josh Langford to start the year, who was supposed to factor in a big percentage of their scoring.
And they've had to do without him on a couple of occasions the last few years, Langford. Starting the season, Gonzaga and Michigan State actually played in a scrimmage, and the closed-door scrimmage, but the results were that Gonzaga won handily. Do you take anything from that?
Well, I do, because in talking to Mark Few about it, he said that's when I realized we might have a chance this year. You know, again, like, Gonzaga turning players over is not new. But I think with this group, considering what they lost from that team last year, Mark Few, there were a lot of question marks. And when they scrimmaged them and played as well as they did, that was when the light bulb went on. He said, you know, we might have a shot with this group.
They might have a shot with Ayayi doing everything tonight. He has 19, 9 rebounds and 5 assists. A brilliant performance. A 3 in the corner answered from Ladavius Draine. Kispert's got another. I know it's Southern Miss is a very young team, but just to see the way these guys put the ball up is impressive.
It is, but here's the other thing. Basketball 101. I mean, even in a pickup game, if a guy's made 3 threes, you may want to find him. If he's made 4, you definitely want to lock in.
How about 6?
If he's made 6.
Fool me once, fool me 6 times. Kill him.
How did that weigh on your mind?
It was tough at first, you know, just not being able to be on the court, but now it feels good to be back with my guys on the court, and I'm happy to be back and feeling better.
You're used to a fast break. This was a slow break. Merci.
Merci.
Well, we know your French is at least as good as your English and Dolphin, Chris.
How about the accent there, too? I mean,
it's strong accent marks.
We didn't see
for the accent mark.
We didn't see it during the segment there, but Killian was very complimentary of my merci. There's a rolling of the R that.
What was that?
About that.
You want to do it again?
Merci.
Very good. What did you take away from your time with Killian?
You know what? He's so soft-spoken, and there was, you know, we talked before we got on camera about the injuries he's had to deal with and not being able to play consistently. And he wants to be a pro. He wants to make money playing this game. And so you could feel the hurt, you know, of having to deal with all of this stuff, things that are out of his control. He wants to be on the floor. He wants to be competing. He knows that this team is a lot better with him out there. And so, you know, you feel bad for a guy like that who's had to deal with as much injuries as he has.
We've seen him on the bench a few times. He's certainly been in good spirits today. There's Kispert. I got good news and bad news, Southern Miss. You ready? What do you want first if you're Southern Miss? The good news or the bad news?
I always want the good news.
Right. The good news, that wasn't a 3. The bad news, he might get 3 anyway. He's going to the line.
He's had a heck of a day. And again, this is a guy coming into this game in their last 3 games, shooting 3 of 24 from the field, 2 of 17 from 3. And he is on a mission here in Atlantis to not only win this thing, but to get himself back on track.
He's 9 of 10 from the field. He's 7 for 8 from the threes. Most points in the tournament today, and we've seen some awfully good scores. He has 26. And a travel against Harper. Baker will send it back.
You know, Southern Miss was supposed to compete in this thing 5 years ago. School went through all that probation stuff and all of that. They have the coaching change to Jay Ladner. And they came to him and said, hey, look, we got to pay this off. We got to be in the battle for Atlantis. And so Jay Ladner, with this group he has, with a lot of new faces, 11 new guys. Oh, by the way, you won the lottery. You're going to Atlantis.
He loses 5 seniors from a team that was very good last year, won 20 games. They just don't have the experience right now, and they're playing against a team that has all the talent in the world. That's Martinez Arlauskis with a chance for 3, and it's a hands-on-hips kind of evening.
Well, they need a point guard. I mean, first of all, a team that's inexperienced, a team that's struggling offensively, you need a point guard. And you know, look, they had Tyree Griffin, who in the last 2 years had over 400 assists. I mean, he made the game easier for a lot of guys. They don't get easy shots. Like, even that shot there, Draine has to work for that, you know, create his own thing. They don't have a guy who's creating shots for other dudes.
And Draine is a perfect example. He led the league last year, shot 46% from 3, comes into the night at 23%, in large part because nobody's getting him those shots. Arlauskis had the last 3 for Gonzaga. Freshman getting some run here out of Lithuania. Woolridge has it knocked away 2 to shoot. Ryan Woolridge, quiet night offensively, 1 point, but he has 7 assists, and that's more than enough for Gonzaga tonight. A grad transfer from North Texas. Maybe an 8th. Oh, Kispert missed one. Only his 2nd miss of the night, Corey Kispert. Oh, Watson denied by
Timmy. Look at that beard, too.
Strong beard game.
Oh, it's well manicured, all equal length, and then he comes over and Timmy, strong on the defense.
Ayayi knocks it out of bounds.
I mean, and the sound, with sound, the slap of hand to ball.
It's a beautiful sound, isn't it?
Big applause for Corey Kispert. He deserves it. What a night from him.
If it's the last we see of Kispert, he'll exit with 26, 7 of 8 threes. 2 shy of a career high. Look at the fight for Gonzaga. Timmy to the boards and kicked out wide of Woolridge, and then out of bounds, Malone. Saturday night on ESPN, 11-0 and now number 2 ranked. LSU hosts Texas A&M in Death Valley. We don't think it'll go 7 overtimes again, maybe 6. Tigers try to remain unbeaten heading into the SEC Championship, solidify their playoff bid. 7 Eastern ESPN and the ESPN app, part of our Jiffy Lube rivalry series. Who do you like right now in college football?
Clemson doesn't win the national championship, I'd be shocked.
You'd be shocked.
They are the most dominant.
Wow.
They are the most dominant team in college football right now.
Petruccia and Mississippi. Have you seen Ohio State, though?
I've seen Ohio State. Clemson has the best defense in America, and their offense is finally hitting its stride. Trevor Lawrence is the best quarterback. Their wideouts. You hear this breakdown you're getting. Start taking notes, Kevin Brown. Their wideouts are outstanding.
Hold on, let me get my pen. Wideouts outstanding.
And Travis Etienne is arguably the best running back in America.
Etienne, arguably best.
You are the one who needs to be making the argument why they're not the favorite.
Well, here's the playoffs of the season ended today. Georgia 4, and they've got to play LSU in the SEC championship, of course. Draine with another 3. I mean, the argument is Ohio State's been the best team this year. They've been the most efficient team in terms of combined offense and defense this year. Clemson had some struggles early. Now, I'd pick Clemson as the favorite because of the last few years, but slightly. I'm not going to say shocked because I think Ohio State is that good. And by the way, LSU can score 60 at a game, too. So I'm not going shocked. I think they're a slight favorite. That's where you and I lose the plot a little bit.
But you think Clemson's the favorite?
I think this slight favorite.
All right, I've done my job. But I sell high, and then
But shocked, you have me stuck on that one word. Language is important in our industry, Chris Patola.
Well, you can see my grades in language. Although, as I did earlier, I spoke Dolphin. It's true. How would you...
I'd be shocked if Clemson did win the national title in Dolphin. Our thanks to Shed and the Stingray Man for getting up. Atlantis Resort. Very sturdy walkthrough.
I was doing a little research today, Kevin. Did you know that
always dangerous?
The first known reference to Atlantis, the lost city, was by Plato. He describes Atlantis' location as beyond the Pillars of Hercules.
I did not know that, but now it makes sense that the restaurant in the Royal Tower we've been to 3 different times is called Plato's.
Do you know why it was submerged into the Atlantic, the city of Atlantis?
Why the city of Atlantis was submerged into the Atlantic? Some improper load management?
No, because it fell out of the favor of the deities.
Oh, okay.
And it was a threat to ancient Athens. And again, this is all fictional, although there are conspiracies that Plato...
Conspiracies and fiction?
No, listen, I'm diving into this. There are conspiracies...
Was that a pun, diving in?
Let me finish, man. There are conspiracies that Plato took an inspiration, so folks have been trying to figure out what the Atlantis was that was the inspiration.
Petruccia with another 2.
What do you think of it? You learned something.
Sorry, can you
learned about Clemson here tonight?
Because I didn't know that. I've never heard of Travis Etienne. That was good. And I've learned about Atlantis. Have you learned anything tonight?
Not from you.
I respect your honesty. Here is the lost city, by the way.
I'm telling you.
You were looking for it earlier.
Fell out of the favor of the deities. And so it was
Which is never what you want to do. Never want to fall out of favor with the old deities. This is the largest open-air marine habitat in the world, this resort in Atlantis. You saw several different types of fish there. Bull sharks, hammerhead sharks, stingrays, sea turtles, of course, dolphins, sea lions, not seals. I'm going to make sure we get that right. There's Harper Baker from Watson for 2. Something everywhere you look. Pavel Zakharov has checked into the game, a freshman who was setting the screen there for Gonzaga. Only played 7 in the first half. Anton Watson hurt less than a minute in. No Killian Tilly tonight. Watson done with an ankle injury for the game. Tilly out with that same knee issue. Here's Watson, and he lays it up over Zakharov, but missed it. He has the rebound. Where can these minutes be valuable for Gonzaga, these last 5.5?
Well, I mean, you get to play some guys, Arlauskis with the ball there. You get to play some guys that wouldn't normally get in. Pavel Zakharov. you know, going to be tough for those guys to play and whoever they play tomorrow. The big thing is, especially with the injuries they've already sustained, you don't want to get anybody hurt in the last 5 minutes.
We don't know what the status of Watson or Tilly is past today. We told the Tilly's day today, and that Watson's just out for tonight, and that could be simply precautionary as far as we know. There is Killian Tilly. Played the last 2 games. Again, it's a lot to ask, right? To have to play 3 days in a row with all the time he's missed. So we're hoping that we'll see him tomorrow. Watson on the bench right there. A couple of players behind him.
He turned that ankle, which didn't look good. And then, you know, with Tilly, it's a knee. And I mean, think about how far Gonzaga had to travel to get here.
Harper Baker with a steal. And the stop for Southern Miss. But to your point, long way from Spokane.
Right, man. You know, it does weird things to the body.
Ayayi has his pocket pick. Boy, Southern Miss is playing hard still. Malone lost it on the way up. Well, Gonzaga will take it. And now Ryan Woolridge, who's getting a little work done on the bench.
You know, this Southern Miss team, they practiced hard yesterday. I mean, look, there's a talent deficit. They have to get better players. But they have some guys here who have got a chance to be pretty good. They're going to recruit well. I think Jay Ladner was a home run hire. You know that Jay Ladner played 2 sports at Southern Miss, played baseball and basketball. He's got a degree in biology and a minor in chemistry and played 2 sports. That's getting a lot of work done.
It is an impressive resume as we look at Woolridge once again on the bike. Jay Ladner, remember the 1987 NIT title team for Southern Miss, while playing baseball, while majoring in pre-med biology, while minoring in chemistry, came back in 1999, got his master's from Southern Miss. He interviewed 3 separate times for the Southern Miss job. The first time Donnie Tyndall took the job, won 56 games in 2 years. He left the program, and then the program would then be hit with some violations that occurred under his watch. Doc Sadler took over. Once again, Ladner interviewed for the job, didn't get it. And a 3 from Draine is one of the bright spots in Southern Miss's night. Jay Ladner went to southeastern Louisiana. He said he was ready the 3rd time he interviewed for the job. He didn't want to get an interview simply because of his previous connections with Southern Miss. He wanted to be interviewed and considered because of his credentials as a coach, because he would be the right man for the job in that respect. He's got a good one here. Knuchuk with the left hand continues to extend a season high. There is Jay Ladner back in the 80s. Rocking his shorter shorts for Southern Miss. Kispert back in the game and fouled on the floor. Corey Kispert and Gonzaga 3:21 away from the Battle for Atlantis semifinals.
Folks, buckle in for this game we have coming up. That is fantastic.
Why not? You're in the Bahamas. Why not loosen up and have some fun, right?
This is a big-time game coming up. And he talked about a big-time game. How about Corey Kispert? This is one of those. You got 320. He's got 28 in the game. He's 2 away from 30. And Mark Few says, have a seat, my friend.
Well done. 28 is significant. He just tied a career high. Second time he's had 28 this year. He also apparently scored 28 in the Michigan State scrimmage. 28 in the opener against Alabama State. 28 tonight. Knuchuk. Southern Miss just keeps fighting. They've been playing hard tonight. They will move on into the losers bracket, and they will face the loser of Seton Hall, Oregon. So, I mean, for a rebuilding program, for a team that lost 5 seniors, there's 11 newcomers this year. You get Gonzaga, have fun. You get Seton Hall or Oregon, and I'm angry with that. tomorrow night. Today's player of the game brought to you by Bad Boy Mowers, whose logo looks suspiciously close to the Gonzaga logo. It is Corey Kispert who ties the career high.
Those logos really do look so close. They do. I give him a lot of credit. Again, he has not shot it well coming into this game. But you expect big things from him this year. He should have a great year.
So, no Tilly tonight. And Anton Watson banged up in the opening minute. When Gonzaga's fully healthy, where does Kispert fit? What is his role in the team? Is it what we saw tonight, or is it something different?
Yeah, I think it's a shot maker. He can certainly stretch the floor. I think his leadership out there can calm an offense. They're still breaking in Ryan Woolridge, even though he is a grad transfer, fifth-year guy. He's new at that position for them. Ayayi has played well for them tonight, but he settles them. And I think when he's making shots, especially with Tilly not on the floor, it's a calming effect. It builds the egos of everybody else around him. He's going to be one of the best, I'm telling you, one of the best perimeter players in the WCC.
Should be a strong WCC this year, by the way. Not only Gonzaga, St. Mary's, which has a win at Wisconsin, a loss to Winthrop, but an undefeated record since then. A lot of preseason hype around St. Mary's. And BYU, once they get a Childs back, should be a pretty formidable contender as well. Two-bid league likely this year, maybe even a third, who knows? Walk-on Matthew Lang in the game for Gonzaga, wearing 23. Look at that.
Timmy just crossing it through his legs.
Casual. He's 6'10", 235. Down low, and Sakharov delivers.
This Gonzaga team reminds me a little bit of that team in terms of its composition, that team in 2017 that went to the national championship game, especially with the two freshman bigs coming off the bench. You remember that year with Zach Collins and Killian Tilly. And you had the two bigs starting in Karnowski and Sabonis. The composition's a little bit similar. I don't think they're as talented as that group. That perimeter, that backcourt was really good.
Timmy with a spin, and Zakharov travels. Bench emptying time now. Gonzaga will bring Will Graves into the game. Timmy will take a seat. A couple of walk-ons in for Southern Miss. Gerard Rigby is in the game. David McCoy returns. Clay Weatherspoon as well. Clay Weatherspoon on the right side of your screen there, 15, son of Clarence Weatherspoon, greatest player in Southern Miss history and Golden Eagles assistant coach. There is Clarence, there's Spoon. Second leading scorer in Southern Miss history. Leading rebounder and shot blocker. Fourth year as an assistant. Matthew Lang. Yes! Matt Lang with a three. The walk-on from Portland doubles his season total. Everybody into the pool. Weatherspoon. 94-69. Your final score in favor of the Gonzaga Bulldogs. They improved to 7-0, and they have a